it as one, but let's just take it the way he wrote it there. I'm not the one. You guys are saying it. You're saying it for yourself. I'm not the one that wrote it there. But I know that offer letters are presented before you pay your money. Okay. I know also in this part, it's not a usual practice for offer letters to be given a lot of the time because they now have the subscription form. So it's okay to say that this subscription form has replaced an offer letter, because in the subscription form every details that will come in an offer letter is there. So I kind of feel because we have a subscription form, these real estate companies use subscription form, they didn't see the need to go ahead and do offer letter. But I have seen situations that even after the subscription form, I still had to do offer letter to the investor who was buying, and it was after the offer letter stating the conditions, the discount he got, cases where there were discounts, cases where there were things discussed. It was put in the offer letter and he accepted the offer letter, and afterwards was when they made their payment. So hi guys, welcome to another episode of Tea Talk with Goodness Usman, your number one real estate talk show in Africa. Thanks to each and every one of you. We'll keep coming back every week to not only watch the show, but to also participate. Give us your honest feedback and also like and share the entire episode with your friends and family. Honestly, you guys are the real MVP. And if this is your very first time of coming across the show, oh wow, welcome to the family. We love you and we are glad that you are here. So sit back and relax and enjoy this particular episode, but most importantly, ensure that you subscribe to this YouTube channel and turn on your notification button so that you don't miss out on subsequent episode as we go into more seasons in days and years to come. All right, so we have a ritual on this show before we go into the proper conversation of the day. The ritual we have on this show before we go into the conversation proper is that, first of all, it's important that while you're watching this show, you are in a very relaxed mood, okay? And if you're not, I think you should save it for watch later so that you don't miss out on the information. You don't know where exactly in the video that you're going to get the tips that you need as a real estate investor. Now, while you're in a relaxed place, you need to grab a cup of tea, green tea like mine, a cup of coffee, a glass of wine, a glass of water, a glass of juice, whichever one suits you, so that it can help you relax more and then enjoy the entire conversation. Not just enjoying it, but also participate in the comment section. So let's go right into today's episode. While I do what? I start with this. One more, yeah. I'm always doing one more, right? Anyways, always a very lovely experience sipping my green tea. Last week, we started with matter arising on this season. Remember, I said this is season 5, ladies and gentlemen. And episode 1 was heard last week, and today is episode 2. Now, for our very first timers, you don't know what the show is about. Well, it is a real estate talk show, like I said earlier, where you get to learn and unlearn. Here, we have honest honest. I don't want to use the word brutal though, but very honest conversations, the borderlines around real estate investment, most importantly in the Nigerian real estate market. So this is beneficial to all stakeholders. I mean, real estate investors, realtors, real estate agents, consultants, or real estate developers. So we'll have is all in encompassing. So you got to learn and unlearn. Now, learning and unlearning is not just for you, the viewers, it is also for me. Meaning, while you are in the comment section, I get to read from you or learn from you, because nobody is an island of knowledge, and I'm always eager to learn. So yes, last episode we started with matters arising, and the subtopic was around contract of sales, the grave mistakes investors make. And I read some interesting comments. So we're going to pick up today's episode from that. And that also made us to kind of want to switch how we run things on this show. Now, this is because we want it to be really more interesting and more communicating, and of course more engaging. Now, why do we want the engagement? It's not because we're on YouTube. No, we want to get your feedbacks and ensure that in our own little way, we're gradually changing the trajectory of how things are being done or conducted when it comes to real estate transaction. I know the real estate investors are going to be happy for this, but if you're definitely happy about this, now you need to help me engage this. You need to come back with your feedbacks on the channel, okay? So going right into it, somebody came and said, ask questions, and then these questions caught my attention. And I thought about it for a couple of hours. In fact, I think days. I was thinking about it. And that was when my team were preparing the topic we're supposed to discuss today, because I had that bothered on my mind. I said, no, we're not going to do what was scheduled to do today. We're going to discuss this particular one, because I find it really interesting. And I can see that so many people are on this part. And this is something that could probably change the way things are being done. Now, the main question, there are two questions basically that I thought about, that I picked from this person's conversation or feedback, honest feedback actually. I think the person used the word humble feedback, which I do really appreciate. So yes, the feedback is in two questions. First of all the first one is, he said, I have a question though. Why do contracts of sales come after developers have collected deposit? Question number one. Question number two, why is it that the contract of sale and the offer is never presented before the first penny is collected? So this first question and the second one can be merged into one. It's about the same thing. Now let's go to the third one, which is also very important. He said, can an investor get back their deposit immediately without charges if they do not agree with the contract of sales? Now, I have answered this on the comment section, but we need to treat this one. So yeah. Let's pick it up. The first one, my answer to the first one is, why do contract of sales come after? Okay, so it is actually two questions. It's actually three questions, by the way. Now, reading it out loud now is three questions. So we're going to treat it as three questions. Why do contracts of sales come after developers have collected deposits? Now, this question is very interesting. I mean, it got me thinking over and over, and I've asked some developers, and honestly, I think what I'm just going to do, I'm just going to put camera in some of those faces and just ask that question and then put them on the spot, because really, I can't quote them. You know why I can't quote them? You guys can just hear it directly from the horse mouth. It's easier that way for me. I mean, I like to show things than talk about it. So, but my honest, humble answer is that I truly do not know why, and I've not been able to get the answer. But this one that this person, thank you so much for this, had bring this out. I'm out. It's a quest now. I need to find the answer. Why though? If you're a real estate developer, you're watching me, put it in the comment section. Why though? Put your answer. We want to say why. Why is it that you guys, why do you have contract of sale? Why do contract of sale come after you have collected initial deposit? Please, I would be so nice to have the answer to you. But from my own point, that's been the practice that I met. Okay, like I responded there. That was the practice we met. Okay, so it's a practice that has been ongoing way before I even joined in the real estate, sector, and in this part that we are in. I'm not saying every sector. This part, real estate is big and massive, but there's this niche that we are in, okay, which is different from the way some other parts are doing their thing. But this part that we are in, that's the way I met it. And I mean, we could question it and find out why. I mean, so the question I have in my head is, who started it in the first place and why? Do you understand? Is it that it's for a selfish reason? There's so much questions that I have bothering around this question. And I don't want to go ahead and start saying, rishi, so that I don't start, causing problem where there's no problem. We just need a simple and honest answer to that. So that's number one. Then the number two is, why is it that the contract and the offer is never presented before the first penny is collected? Now, this is kind of the same thing with one, hence the reason why I wanted to treat it as one. But let's just take it the way he wrote it there. I'm not the one. You guys are saying it. You're saying it for yourself. I'm not the one that wrote it there. All right, so I don't know the answer to that as well. But I know that offer letters are presented before you pay your money, okay? I know also in this part, it's not a usual practice for offer letters to be given a lot of the time, because they now have the subscription form. So it's okay to say that this subscription form has replaced an offer letter, because in the subscription form, every details that will come in an offer letter is there. So I kind of feel, because we have a subscription form, these real estate companies use subscription form, they didn't see the need to go ahead and do offer letter. But I have seen situations that even after the subscription form, I still had to do offer letter to the investor who was buying, and it was after the offer letter stating the conditions, the discount he got, cases where there were discounts, cases where there were things discussed. It was put in the offer letter, and he accepted the offer letter, and afterwards was when they made their payment. So there are cases where you can, of course, offer letters. If you ask for an offer letter, I don't think there's any real estate company that you would ask them for an offer letter that they would not go ahead to do the offer letter. But I feel like what you're getting in the offer letter is about the same information that is being captured in the subscription form. It's not just the subscription form that you fill, which carries your biodata. You also have the FAQ most of the time attached to the subscription form. Now, this FAQ captures so many things. There are terms and conditions as well. Now, some people don't even go ahead again to read the terms and conditions. One of the very common one that people don't read, that it becomes an issue in the middle of the transaction years later or months later, is that clause that says that when you ask for a refund, it's an administrative fee of between 30 to 40% will be removed from the cost you had paid. That one, majority of people don't read it and they sign it. People sign the FAQ, and it's always important. I make out time to point this out a lot of the time to say, did you read that? And they're like, oh yes, I understand the condition. But sometimes when people tell you they read, they understood, it is only when they have reasons to ask for refund, they'll be like, yes, I saw it, but you guys wouldn't be serious. I've had situations like that. I'm like, what do you mean they wouldn't be serious? I mean, you read that and you didn't say anything about what's it called now? You signed it off, and then later now when you're in that situation, you're now saying XYZ. You're saying something else. But for some people, they understood it, and when they're asking for their refund, they knew what they signed up for, and they don't even make it an issue. Everybody moves on. I don't usually like it when a client calls for a refund, because I don't want you to lose that amount as far as I'm concerned. Again, I know this is another part some of you will start talking about in the comment section, why that percentage? Why that high? Why that this? Why that high? Like I said, I don't run these real estate companies. I've asked this question as well. I'm hoping that we can get more questions. That is why I need you guys to be in the comment section. I mean, this person's comment that I'm reading to you guys, you can see for your screen yourself. You'll see when I show this to one of the real estate developers, they will see that I'm not the one talking about it. I'm not the one asking it. So it's easier when you put all of these things in the comment section in a respectful manner, please. Humbly, please. I'm sorry, but then I have to say it because some people can be very nasty when they are hearing their opinion. Please don't. So, for me, I'm a very peace and loving person. I try to maintain my cool. I try to maintain my wellness, So please, even if you're angry, even if you want to hand your displeasure, you can hear your displeasure in a very loving way that it doesn't affect somebody else's mental health. Benny, please, yes, let's keep it cool. Let's keep it humble. Yes, I love to read from you. I love to read your grievances. I want to see what you don't like about the market, what these real estate developers are not doing right, and all of that. I want to read all of that. However, let's keep it very, very humble. Like, I mean, look at the way this fellow, put everything. He discussed a lot of things here. That when I begin to if I begin to dissect this his comments, we're gonna have latana episode. So there are some part that affects me as a realtor that I'm not gonna discuss today. Not that I'm shying away from it. I'm definitely not shying away from it. I like the truth. I like being addressing things the way you are. There's so many things he said in the realtor's part that I'm going to come to be honest. I am going to come to it. But I feel like the one that directly affects the clients that we can address more faster than the other part that affect me not exactly affects me though, because I know what I'm doing. Anyways, back to the next question, which is the last one we're going to take on this episode, and then we're going to wrap it up. So he said, he made a comment in between the questions. He said, I think this also adds to why some investors miss that. That's the misreading the clauses and all of that. Well, I get his point, but the last question is, can an investor get back their deposit immediately without charges if they don't agree with the contract of sale? You see, this one is where this is also interesting. Honestly, Mr. Banshee, thank you for this. I mean, I love this. Let's do more of this. Guys, if you're watching me and you know that when you watch the show, you had probably the same thought. You did not put it in the comment section. Come on now, help us put it out there. If we don't talk about those things, how are they going to be addressed? I'll take that again. If we don't talk about these things, how are they going to be addressed? Somebody has to be a voice for some of these things, okay? And who knows? We might gradually be changing the trajectory of how things are being done. Like I always say, that the fact that things are done in a certain way over the decades does not mean that it has to be continued that way. We can always We can always change the way it's being done for a better way, not for a worse pattern or a worse way, okay? For a better way for everyone involved. All stakeholders. So yes, the answer to that question is yes, and yes. I have seen this happen a couple of times personally, not from a third party. Personally, I've seen someone entered into a contract, bought into a property, saw a property, checked out everything, even land and houses, and at a point, when the contract of sale came, they saw some clauses, they went back and forth and just said, no, I can't live with this, I don't like this, and then there were no meeting point for agreement, and the investor felt, oh, no, this does not work for me, and since they were not agreeing, called immediately for a refund, and they refunded them without removing one kobo. Now, this is not from one company. I've seen this happen for like 3 companies that I know, 3 strong companies that I know. They have done this without removing one kobo. Now, hold up. hold up. Because I can see some people now that have said, no, 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 goodness. They collected my money. They removed 30, no, hold up. There is a clause to it as well. So yes, if you get your contract of sale immediately, so you buy into this property today, and then your contract of sale was prepared within a week, and you read it and you addressed it immediately before other things are being treated, they will refund you. But if you get the contract of sale after your first initial payment, you didn't say anything about it, second payment, third payment, you now come and say XYZ, at that point, sorry, they have started spending administration fee. So they will remove their administration fee. That's the clause I know and I have seen. But if you buy into, that's why it says that when you buy into a property and the contract of sale is issued, address it immediately. If it's immediately, within the week you bought it, within 2 weeks, of course, yes, they will refund your money without any charges being removed. So please, let's be mindful of that clause. Not like you have paid halfway the property and then you're coming back and saying some kiniko with the contract. You are going to pay the extra fee. They're going to deduct your money. That I know for sure. Now, I know there's also a clause about this deduction. Don't worry, we're going to talk about it in another episode. So that's it, guys. That's my answer on that. But most importantly, please, if you're an investor in this real estate market in Nigeria, please, not in Obodo or Ibo, that you are looking at Nigeria from the top. And then you want to bring where it's, like I've always said it, the real estate market in Nigeria is peculiar. So the comparison as to how it's been done in US, UK, Canada, etc., please, let's not do that. Let's not do that. We should compare. When we're comparing, let it be apple for apple. Nigeria is a peculiar market. I mean, in these Western worlds, you can perfect your title from a click on your phone or your iPad or your laptop. But here, we know how the story goes. So what I'm saying is, if you have ideas or you have feedbacks as to how you feel that real estate developers should do the transaction or the processes that they are currently running, if they do it this other way, it can help you. Or you feel like the way they are doing this thing is not in the favor of you as an investor, and that you have a better way it can be done that will be in the favor of the investor and also the developer. I mean, there must be a middle ground, right? One should be above the other. But trust me, for me as a realtor, I'm rooting more for you as an investor, not the developer. All the companies I work for, they know when it comes to my clients, we always have issues if you don't deliver on what you say, except if I know that there were conditions beyond them and they can show me, I understand it. And then, of course, at that point, I mean, I personally have conditions that are above me that there's nothing I can do about it. So I get that point. So what I'm saying in essence is that please do me a favor, put it there. Like the way Mr. Bamshe had done this amazing and incredible feedback to us, and we're treating it now. And I'm sure you that you're watching, you're also learning from it, or you get some point from this that is useful for you. Please, you too, put out your comments here. Let's get your comment. Let's get your reviews. Let's get your feedbacks. What do you think? What do you think? How do you want this things to be run that will furthermore benefit you? Please remember, this show is about having the honest conversation, borderline around real estate investments, transactions, and how we all can learn and unlearn, and then gradually create a new trajectory. Like I said, the fact that something has been done a certain way for decades does not mean that it should continue. I mean, we should be innovative and we should get better as to how we're doing things. The most important reason why you need to do this with me is because what I've said earlier, I'm going to be grabbing all these feedbacks and sending it to all of these real estate company MDs. They're going to be reading it firsthand from you. So trust me, even if they don't act on it today, if we keep coming at it, subconsciously at some point, they will do something about it. But remember, no bashing, No name calling. Don't come and say, oh, this company is Basbo, the other company is better. We know some people are better than the other, but don't call names here. Don't call. I'm not saying you shouldn't name the name of it. Let's not even do that, please. I don't want to restrict you guys. I want you to be honest, but at the same time, there are very nice ways to put things out there. I mean, when you don't like something, there are so lovely ways to say it that you don't like it and it should be addressed, and then it can't be addressed. Because I don't believe in when you air your opinion in certain ways and you think that's the way the solution will come. A lot of the times it just makes things worse. It doesn't make things better. So hence the way I'm stressing it, that we should just keep it as humble, as subtle as possible. But please, I will be sitting in the comment section, looking out for the next comment that is going to make me ask a lot of questions. Because I mean, you guys know me. I'm going to put the feedback out there. I'm going to put it back to them. I'm going to give it to them like back to back. So thank you so much for watching today's episode. I'm looking forward to reading your comments. Please put it in the comment section. Make it interactive. Do you agree with Mr. Bamishe as well? Do you think, do you have another part to it? Do you have another angle to this contract of sale thingy and all of that? Please put it right there and we will be in the comment section with you. Thank you once again for watching the show with me and for watching every other video that we put out there. I mean, we have great listings right now that is affordable and of course has flexible payment plan, better be it houses or lands that you can invest your money right now. Don't forget, for me, I'm more passionate about you, yes, you, using safe and secured real estate investment to further grow your net worth and leave wealth for generations unborn. And we know that the high prime area right now is the Bejuleki Airport corridor. But come on, we are not living out Ajah, Shomgutedo, Abijo, also all etc. etc. There are places now, even in Ibadan, that are doing well where you can put your money. But the most important thing is that if you're a new investor, we got what it takes to work with you. If you're an existing investor in this market, we also have what it takes to work with you. Now, whatever range of investor you are, you want to start small with something like 1 million naira, or you're looking out for something like 60 million naira per plot, or you want to buy a house of 500 million naira, 1 billion, trust me, we might not have. There are so many properties, finished properties we have for sale that we cannot put everything on this channel because, I mean, they're going to be too much, right? So yeah, in order not to have too much in your faces, trust me, that is better when you come to us and tell us what you're in the market for. Or if you see something you like on our page, you can always also reach out to us. Scroll through our listing, and if you they don't have what I want, please don't go away. Speak with us, and trust me, we definitely have that thing you are looking for. It is always a pleasure for us when we make as many as possible landlord and landlady and landowner. Remember, I am the queen of landlord makers, and my passion lies in making as many landlords and landlady and landowners, because I know that as many as I make, I help them gradually grow their net worth, and they then get to live to live wealth for generations yet unborn. So I'll see you guys in the next episode. But before the next episode, I will be in the comment section with you guys. So thank you so much once again. My name remains Goodness Usman, your fab lady router for Niger Realty 24/7, and of course, again, the queen of landlord makers. So I say to you, oh.